Media fragmentation is reshaping more than advertising. It's reshaping society. The biggest change happening in media is fragmentation, and it's reshaping far more than advertising. For most of the 20th century, attention was concentrated. A handful of television networks, newspapers, radio stations, and media companies controlled what most people watched, read, and discussed. If you wanted to influence public opinion, build a brand, launch a political campaign, or create a cultural moment, you went through a small number of institutions, attention was centralized, and whatever attention concentrated, power followed. Today, that system is broke apart. According to Nielsen, audiences are spreading their time across streaming services, social media platforms, podcasts, newsletters, gaming environments like our young youth over here, creator channels, and thousands of niche communities. People are no longer gathering in a few shared media environments. They're distributing themselves across countless digital networks. Most analysts treat this as an advertising problem. It's much bigger than that. Media fragmentation is a power redistribution event because throughout history, institutions derived influence from their ability to aggregate attention. Newspapers aggregated readers. Television networks aggregated viewers. Radio stations aggregated listeners. Control the audience and you often control the conversation. The internet changed that equation. Today, a YouTube creator can reach millions without a television network. A newsletter writer can compete with major publications. A podcast host can influence elections, and they have. A niche online community can move financial markets. Influence no longer requires institutional permission. And that's where this story becomes societal, not technological, because when attention fragments, trust fragments. When trust fragments, authority fragments. And when authority fragments, culture fragments, because culture usually comes from the top down. For decades, society operated with a relatively shared information environment. People watched the same news, read the same newspaper, watched the same shows, discussed the same cultural events. It was nice and cute. Everybody's seen Janet Jackson's titty on the internet, right? Today, many people live inside entirely different information ecosystems shaped by algorithms, communities, subscriptions, creators, and personalized feeds. The upside is obvious: more voices, more perspectives, lower barriers to participation, greater access to expertise. The creator economy itself is a product of fragmentation. Today, more than 200 million people globally identify as creators, and creator-led businesses continue growing as audiences increasingly follow individuals rather than institutions. Trust is moving from brands to people. There is a downside too. The same systems that empower niche communities can also reduce shared understanding. That's why I'm here translating for you. When people no longer consume common sources of information, maintaining a consensus becomes harder. Information silos become more common, competing realities emerge, and institutions lose their ability to function as universal reference points. That's why traditional organizations are struggling. Many of the most powerful institutions of the 20th century were built for scarcity, limited distribution, limited channels, limited access. Scale was the advantage. Today, abundance changes everything. Instead of controlling distribution, organizations must earn attention repeatedly. Instead of broadcasting to everyone, they must become relevant to someone. Instead of relying on authority, you must build trust. And that may be the most important takeaway. The future doesn't belong to whoever reaches the most people. It may belong to whoever becomes indispensable to a specific community, because media fragmentation isn't simply changing where attention goes. It's changing how influence is created, how trust is earned, how culture forms, and ultimately how society organizes itself. The age of centralized media created centralized authority. The age of fragmented media is creating networks, private networks. What emerges from those networks may be one of the defining questions of our digital era. You dig?